Good evening and welcome to Speak Up Club's yet another open mic meetup that we host every month, open to all and free for all. And as it has been for the past 6 years, it's been a journey, a fascinating one where we have heard perspectives, stories, and experiences and shared lives together and become more like a family now. And over these years, there's been immense value from the stories that we have heard, immense value in the perspectives that we have got about different dimensions, about different themes. Unlike the regular open mics, our open mics have a theme. And what we do is the host of the meeting takes through the meeting with the theme of that meeting, and everyone who joins us in the meeting shares their perspective or their stories or their experiences about that theme. So the result is at the end of that meeting, we all are enriched and wiser, at least on that one theme that we go back with. Rather than randomness of ideas and performances, we go back wiser about that one theme and the takeaways that we can all go ahead and implement in the next 1 month. And we come back again with another new theme, another new meeting, another new month. That's how the stories have been running for the past few years now. So today, for this open mic, for this month's open mic, the July 2026 open mic, we have the host as someone whom requires no introduction. At least the people here are largely, from what I know, have been introduced and brought in over here in this room by her. And it's Uma Natraj, a teacher by profession and a traveler by heart. If there's one person that I've known who has traveled among anyone that I've known here, I think it's the person who has traveled the length and breadth of the world, not just India, the world. She has been here, and for the past few years, I've seen her, the stories that I've heard from her, because our association goes back way back over 6 years. And in these 6 years, I've seen her traveling more than what I've done in my lifetime. So that's a story of her idea about travel. And without further ado, let me invite the host for today, Umana Raj. The stage is yours. Umana, would you like me to share the video before you start?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. She has a video so that you all can get in her story first before she gets on with your stories. Let me share the screen.
சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை வெண்ணிலவு தொட்டு முத்தமிட ஆசை என்னை இந்த பூமி சுற்றி வர ஆசை சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை. சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை வெண்ணிலவு தொட்டு முத்தமிட ஆசை என்னை இந்த பூமி சுற்றி வர ஆசை சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை.
With that, I hand it over to Uma Natraj to take over the meeting. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Have you ever noticed that every passport tells two stories? One, through the immigration of the stamping done, and the other is invisible in our hearts. So every journey is not about how much kilometers that you have traveled. It is how many memories that you have imbibed and how much you have engrossed in those moments. So those were the pictures that you saw of some pictures within India and some to Bali, which I visited recently. So over these past 2 years, I have traveled along the breadth of the world, I should say, to US, UK, Europe, and London, and a lot of other places, Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore. And every time I finish one trip, the other trip is waiting. I don't plan it. It just comes. Somebody asks me, "Are you ready?" And I said yes. So now this 1 year, I think the travel will be less because I have taken the area director assignment in Toastmasters. Otherwise, I think I was on the move. But this has made me put a stop. But still, I'm traveling for the World Conference in Vancouver next month. So, what does travel give you? Any answers? When you travel, how do you feel? What do you get? No doubt you spend some money, but what is the return of investment that you get?
And you
I
possibly.
think peace,
Okay,
Happiness,
happiness, peace, yes,
liberation.
huh?
It
Liberation.
liberates us.
Okay, you get that bliss, peace, and you are away from everything, from all the worries of life. You are in your own world.
If your kids are there with you, then it's just a change of location.
And also, we will have a lot of experiences to know about their culture.
Yes, yes, the
Yes.
culture, the cuisine, and
Yes.
different dialects they have. So you learn a lot and you are one with nature, and that is your real nature. So when you connect with nature and you see that expanse that nature has in the mountains, in the rivers, in the oceans, in the waterfalls, you just become one with it. And I saw Rahul also one with it when he was in Guwahati and Assam. He had posted those pictures and he was opening his hands like this, and he was one with nature. So that is the feeling that we get when we are amidst nature, right? So today I invite you to pack your bags, fasten your belts, and race this meeting along with me to tell where all places have you traveled, and if you were given a free return ticket to go around the world and come back, which place would you choose? Or you can even share any of your experiences which you have traveled so far and which has given you that nostalgic moment. You can just go back and share that. So in between, I will be sharing my experiences also. So let us hear from you, and also let me share my experiences too. So you can volunteer yourself, raise your hand, and go first. So as the next speaker is ready, one of you can start. So who will be our first speaker of the day today? Damodran, yes. The stage is yours. Go ahead.
Oman timing. Okay, I'm the time. I'll be the timer.
Okay.
Okay, you can just mention that. Okay, for the benefit of all, we have a time limit of 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes, that you can share your experience. In the interest of everyone sharing their experiences, we have 3 minutes, and I am the timer. You can see at my top the timer running like this. At three, try to wrap up. Over to you, Tamatun.
It was one fine day where I and my friend, around 20 years back, we were on our first trip to Japan. We were very new to out of college. At that, not college, at least 1 or 2 years experience we had in corporate. And we both were sent for Japan. So in the flight, it was the first flight trip as well. And we both were saying, suddenly one cup of, it was like juice, it came popped up in front of us. We both were seeing, what is this? Is it wine or something? Because we don't drink wine. So is it wine or something? How do you ask her? If you ask, what will she think that, okay, these guys, does he know what is this itself? Then we thought, let us do one thing. Let us see others, whether they are drinking or not. And we waited patiently for half an hour. Finally, we found a person who's two or three people who are drinking, ladies also drinking. Nothing happened. Then we realized, okay, it is something else, not wine or something. Then we took a slight sip, and then we found out it is apple juice, plain apple juice. Okay, first time we are drinking that kind of juice because we are used to have milk and things like that. So then after that, we drank nearly 4, 5 cups, 6 cups, 7 cups like that. We are keep on asking and drank. So that is different story. That was the first thing which we never forget because whenever the first trip we always used to recollect whenever we meet also. So it was that. And next is in when we entered the hotel. Remember, it is 20 years back, right? So there were few tall people who are drinking, who are smoking cigarettes in the reception. So we were seeing, oh, they are smoking. Now you might think, what is that? People are smoking, but all were girls. So for us, it is a big surprise. How come girls are drinking, smoking cigarette? And they are very, very tall. So then we came to know that they are all FTV, that TV, right? For that contestants, they are all were staying in the same hotel. So that was another thing which we never forget. So and we were all like, okay, they are all doing like this. What is this? So all that was a very good surprise. And third one is in the office room there is one massaging chair. We saw, okay, we will try that. We went and sat. He put a lock in our hands and legs. Hey, it is doing something, man. So then it was doing all the massaging. Then at one step, it was trying to catch hold of our shoulder. Then we were doing a math. What if it is calculated, miscalculated, and it caught that as a neck, as a shoulder, and if it presses, what will happen? It will not allow also. So we were sitting like this for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Thank God we escaped. So that was third experience. So this is something which we cherish even now. But nowadays it is always everywhere, it is there. But at that time it was really a different experience altogether, which I always cherish. And similarly, you might also have it. Always the first trip, first thing, right? So always you will have that different experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Damodran, for sharing that humorous experience of yours. Definitely, many times when we travel, we have a lot of stories and we have to note it down. You never know when it comes to use during your table topics or during your speeches. No, so have a diary, travelogue diary, and note down all these instances. It'll definitely help. And thank you for sharing that. With that, let me tell you about Dubai. So when I visited Dubai, I felt it was like heaven on earth. The first time I had not seen Bombay that time, and I went to Dubai. So there, seeing the high-rise buildings, I was so fascinated, and I was amazed. I felt as if it was like heaven on earth. Every time, a different type of car used to come to pick us up. We had a customized tour, and I felt so good. I felt as if I was in heaven. And Dubai taught me that dreams don't need fertile land. Even deserts can bloom when people dare to dream. So, in a desert land like that, if people have worked so hard and built such huge buildings, definitely dreams are possible. So, you have to dream, and when that vision comes into existence, you will be there to believe it. So, Dubai was such a place. And with that, let me move to the next speaker. We have Karishma Sharma raising her hands. The stage is yours. Over to you, Karishma.
Hello, everyone. Uh, I'm Karishma. I'm from Guwahati, Assam. And it's nice to know that. Rahul, are you from Assam or you just visited Assam?
Yeah, I recently visited Assam on a tour. Yeah, just
Okay.
had a-
Okay. So my story is not as humorous as Thamodaran had shared. Um, I'm otherwise, I work in the development sector, and because of my work, I get to travel a lot. And along with being a traveler, not as expanded traveler as ma'am, but yeah, I do travel. And apart from that, I'm also a foodie. So this incident happened while I was, I had visited. I met the famous Padma Shri forest man of India, Mr. Jadav Payang. Sir, I met him. I had gone to document one of his interviews, and then while returning on the way, there's a place in Assam called Jokhala Bondha. And here there's a sweet milk made out of milk, sugar, jaggery. It's called peda. So this pera in Jokla Bandha is very famous. So whenever we come, we normally tend to buy this sweet. So on my way, and I also love to drink chai a lot. So while returning, one of my colleague, he suggested that we shop at a small, we stop at a small shop. I was like, oh, okay. Then he said, you'll find something interesting there. He didn't tell me what it is, but he had visited that shop earlier also. I was like, okay, ठीक है. So we went there and we ordered our cup of tea. And then I was asking my friend, I said, okay, what is it? He said, तुम बैठो ना आराम से, I'll tell you. Then we ordered peda also. So we had that. So when I took the bite of it, I was, the taste was so good. I mean, like for so many years in Jokla Bondha, there are a particular vendors, and more or less the pedas will be same. The kind of milk they use, the proportions, everything is mota moti. It is the same. But this guy, his sweet was very different and very tasty, and I could actually see him preparing the whole thing in front of my eyes, and I was like, how is it that your peda is different from the others, whereas I see the almost the same things? So he just laughed. He said, ma'am, आपको अच्छा लगा? I said, yeah, तो खाइए. मैंने कहा नहीं नहीं, it is not about eating only. You need to give me the history. How is it different? Because he's doing everything in front of me. So that's when my friend, my colleague who was with me, he told me that it is the magic does not only lie in mixing the proportions or how they make it. You'll be surprised to know. In fact, I was very surprised. He said the real magic is not the pure milk, but it is something else. And uh, for that, um, I couldn't accept it. I was like, "Kya hai? Itna, don't make it so curious." So it's like, okay, let me take you to a certain place. What he did, they took me to a certain place near the river basin of the Brahmaputra. And I said, this is the magic. I didn't understand. I said, why are you wasting my time? You're making a fool out of me. What is it? He said, there was a shepherd. So there is this guy who works at the shop, and there were other shepherds out there. So he said, the magic is actually the grass that the cows are having. It's because they are closer to the river area, so their fodder is different. It is not the feed, the caramelized feed that the others are having it, but it's the natural grass, the soil, and everything that adds to this thing. It was, for me at that moment, I was like, wow. It's similar to how people make wine, where there's a different this thing. And at that time, I was like, okay, so the connection of the grass, I could not accept it, that it is because of the grass, the whole, everything makes a difference. So that was one experience that made me realize that how nature has its own role to play, and how everything that we consume is also interconnected. And the foodie within me that day was really very happy. And at the same time, I like to, write stories, collect stories. When this thing came up, I was really happy. And till date, I think locally that was one story that really surprised me, and I've always been very happy to know about it. And I
Uh,
thought, with the
Karishma,
theme today, this would have been
we're short of time, Karishma. I'm sorry.
thank
We can get back to you
you. Sorry,
if you have
yeah.
more stories and
Yeah.
more time. Uma ma'am?
Thank you, Karishma, for sharing that beautiful story. I wish we could also eat those pedas. We didn't know about that place. I also have been to Guwahati, but I didn't know about that place. Maybe next time. So many times the different cuisines in the different places also amaze us. And when I think of Singapore, Singapore showed me that discipline creates excellence. There were clean roads, and they don't happen by accident. They happen by choice. So people take that, what do you say, they give priority to cleanliness, unlike us. So after going there, I came back to Chandigarh, and I was amazed that there is a city in India also which is clean. So it is all in our mind, in our hearts, how we put it into action. So let us also keep our cities clean. And with that, let me move to Neeraj Kumar Suman for your experience on travel. You can share any of your travel experiences. Over to you, Neeraj.
Yeah, sure, Uma ma'am. Thank you so much for this time. And I hope time limit is 3 minutes, right? I'll try to wrap up within 3 minutes. Thank you so much. So once again, good evening to everyone. And my travel, it's from 2013, where I got chance from my office to travel UK, and the place name is Birmingham. And since this was my first international trip, so I was amazed to go there and excited. We three friends went there, and we were very happy. We entered into the rented house where we got the place. Okay, and from in Birmingham, we used to go to office. We'll come back, and in the evening, since the sunset happens only at the 10 p.m., so that is a very interesting part for me and for my friends. So since the trip was for 3 months, so normally we'll go to office, we'll come to the home, and then we'll go out in the evening. This continues for 1 month. Now I'm going to share you one interesting thing which changed my life. There are two things. One, continuously 1 month same schedule happened. I kept bored, and one day what happened that my manager traveled from Bangalore to UK to check that how we are doing it and to encourage us. He went there and he has seen that I was not happy, but other two friends were happy who were staying together in a flat, and I was in another flat, single apart. He asked me, Neeraj, why you are not happy, even though you are here? And so I told that, sir, this is the same schedule happening from last 1 month. We'll come to home, we'll go to same shopping mall. The shopping mall name was Bullring, and these two people likes Bullring very much. Daily evening they will go Bullring shopping mall and they will come back. I got bored. Then he told me one interesting thing. Neeraj, it is not that you have to enjoy with others. Try to enjoy with yourself. Being with you. You don't need anything else to keep yourself happy. If inner self is happy, if you feel happy, everything will be good. But if you search something outside to make you happy, that is not a real happiness. And that's where my life got transformed. I felt very happy. And after that, wherever I'll go, I won't search for someone that someone has to be there with me to enjoy. No, it is me. If I'm happy, everything looks happy. And second thing, which I felt that no job is very small. Okay, so in the office, in my office where I used to go there, I have seen that there was a vice president who was taking water from the dispenser, and few drops of water fall on the floor. What he did, he took the napkin, he wiped the floor, and he threw the napkin in the dustbin. I was surprised, being a VP, he's doing that one. That's where I realized that no work is small. And this is like very interesting for me that my life transformed by seeing inner self, and also no job is small to do it, and not to shame in front of others if it is we are doing for something good. So with this, thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Neeraj, for sharing those two messages. Definitely, no small work is small. And also about you have to be happy with yourself. Many times we go in search of happiness outside instead of going inside. So that natural state of our self is happiness. And we have that happiness within us. We think that if I go to UK, if I go to Dubai, if I go to Singapore, I'll be happy. No, unless you're happy inside, no place can bring a change within you, right? So thank you for sharing that message. And with that, let me also recollect my UK memories. I went to Bournemouth last year and spent some time with my nephew. And also I met one of my students, Rashmi. I spent 3-4 days with her and also went around London. So it was a great experience traveling on my own. And from London, I took a 10-day bus tour to Europe also. So when you travel alone, you get that confidence. Yes, I can travel. I can go on my own. So that was the first time that I went on my own. And it gave me a lot of confidence saying, you can do it. So nothing is impossible in this world. And when you travel alone, you get that confidence saying, yes, you can do it. So, ladies who are not traveling alone, take an inspiration from me and go ahead. Yes, you can do it. With that, let me move to Siddharth Linga. Can you share your experience, Siddharth?
Yeah, sure. Is my video visible? Uh, Hi everyone, my name is Siddharth Linga. So yes, I mean the person who would identify this the most would be Rahul, I guess, because whichever meeting I join, I would basically give him a different place, and he would like I don't know how he would be like, "Yeah, this guy is just faking all these things." But anyways, going ahead with my travel memories, I travel a lot. Monthly, one trip of trekking is like my daily routine. So trekking has always been a part of my life because that basically taught me how to be individual, how to get engaged with nature. The most important aspect, get away from technology. Like I do not like taking photos in my trip. The simple reason is I basically enjoy the moment. But of course, I do have some, enemies who are just dressed as my friends, and they basically get the cameras and everything and waste my time, my me time. But that's why I basically go alone on treks, making it more exciting for myself, and I basically meet strangers who are like-minded for the same reason. So this thing is called backpacking. If you guys want to have it, there are many associations who are helping backpackers, like, who are interested. One best memory that I had were actually two. One was when I went to Kedarnath. Kedarnath was a pilgrimage in Uttarakhand. It's a 12-hour long trek if you walk non-stop without food. So I and one of my friends, she and I were like, regular trekkers, so we know what are the precautions to take. If you have a 12 hours trekking walk, then pretty much don't have anything, don't eat anything, kind of. So we basically carry our protein bars so that we don't have to break for using washrooms, etc. But not everybody are like that. Somebody basically come there for pilgrimage. So we just told our trek guide that we know everything. We are gonna go, and you deal with all these guys. Like, yeah, fine, okay, perfect. So the trek guide just left us, uh, just on us, and pretty much we were just having our protein bar. And then there was this group of youngsters who were dressed with, like, we were basically wearing sweaters, jackets and everything. Just a second. Yeah, we were wearing sweaters, jackets and everything. But pretty much what happened was that particular group were wearing bhagwa, only bhagwa. They were like, very thin. I don't know how they were, accepting the cold wave there. But pretty much they were just wearing that. They were holding flags. Everybody were youngsters, and they were like, Jai Bhole, and they were basically just praising Lord Shiva in different languages. We got the vibe. I mean, we just joined them. They understood our situation, that we might not be comfortable removing our jackets, sweaters, and I would not be comfortable removing my shirt. So pretty much they just gave us a bhagwa, and we just covered ourselves with it, joined them, and we were walking. Oh my god, such a devotional experience. That experience is like once in a lifetime. No, I mean, pretty much if the whole group came in, they might not be comfortable joining us in, but because we were just two, they just come in, guys, you're also of our age, and pretty much it was like done. When I reached on top of the mountain, the view was like this. I mean, I know it is tough to describe, but just imagine. So the view was, I have a temple, and that was like the end of the world. I couldn't see anything behind it. I thought that was the beautiful view that any person can see in his whole life. Then we got our rooms on the top of the mountain itself. So our trek was complete. We went to the rooms, we just freshened up, and then we stood in the line for the darshan. At that time, the clouds behind the temple moved, and, like, there were like two green mountains. In middle there was the temple, and behind the temple there was a white mountain. It was like I was in Kailash seeing Mahadev himself. Oh my God, that, like, when I'm trying to explain it, I'm just getting that recollection of that whole view in front of me. Divine. So we had our darshan at around 6 o'clock, and because of a MLA who was with us in our backpacking trip, we got a special darshan along with him. So we went inside the main chamber and had our darshan. We did the abhishekam and everything. It was good. When I was coming out of the temple, it was 7 o'clock for the Maharati. People were singing different songs that I know, and mainly that I forgot the song, like Om Sundaram Omkar Sundaram song with that cold wave, with that diyas. Oh my god, it was fascinating. So this was the best trip, which was like, the ideal trip where everything was successful. And of course, there are trips where nothing is successful. So once we went to uh, what was that place name? Gokarna, me and my parents. So the from Gokarna, we had to go somewhere else, I guess. So in that temple, that was a very small temple, but yet powerful and religious. So he said that phones were not allowed inside the temple. So my dad was like, "Why to pay something for Indian families? Why to pay more for the locker? Let's leave our phones in the car." I was like, "Fine, leave it." My dad left his purse, everything in the car. I was intelligent. I basically carried my purse. I know how people are because I traveled a lot. We went inside the temple. We had darshan that our life should be very good without any surprises. Like no surprises should be given by us to you, by you to us. Sorry. So just keep our life as cool as possible. After coming out of the temple, we don't know where the car is. We took the number of that driver on a paper. We called him multiple times. That guy was not lifting the call. I was seeing my dad. I mean, I was younger, so I was seeing my dad like this. My dad don't know why he was not even matching my eyesight. He was just escaping my eyesight, and then pretty much it was Gokarna. And back then, what happened was, Telugu crowd was pretty much less, and I mean, we know Hindi, and Hindi crowd also was pretty much less. My grandfather used to speak Tamil. My dad always told me this story that my grandfather tried to teach Tamil to my dad, but my dad just skipped it. Now my dad was trying to speak Tamil with the people over there.
Give it
Sorry. Oh, I'm done with that.
6 minutes.
Oh shit, sorry. Thank you. So that's my time, I guess. And okay, end of the story is simple. At last, that guy was just sleeping in the car and he switched off his phone. So pretty much he just woke up, he saw the missed calls on our phones and came back. So yeah, surprise given right after we asked for no surprises. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so
Thank you,
that's what I know.
Siddharth, for sharing those beautiful stories. Definitely. I also remember my Rishikesh trip where I did the river rafting. I had never done it before. And the person who was in charge of the river rafting boat, he said, "Ma'am, Ganga Mata hai. Ganga Mata is very powerful. Why don't you take a dip and jump?" We had the jackets. I said, "No, I'm not going to jump." And then he said, "Get ready for that turn." And initially, I was scared and I was shouting and all that. But after the first twist, I was ready for the second and the third. So
Rapid.
initially, every time, the first thing or the first, what do you say, the first step is little difficult. Once you cross that fear, I think you can cross it. So that was a great experience for me also. I remembered Rishikesh when you said about Kedarnath. With that, let us move to Vinod for your experiences. Over to you, Vinod.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So, I'm basically from Madurai, and thanks for the invite, ma'am. So, I would like to start my travel memories with one advice my dad gave me when he was here with me in Chennai. So, I was wondering, I haven't tasted much of food outside and other things. I was saying this was a beef fried rice. It was people were eating. So then I asked him, "Do they eat cows as well?" So he was like, "Since we don't eat in home or prepare at home, there is nothing or no restrictions. No one is stopping you. You could try if you want." So that somehow, subconscious mind, it took over me. So to introduce myself, I'm a great foodie and I love travel. And the one experience I would like to share with you is like I have been to Singapore once in 2018. At the time, I went with my family, so it was a awesome trip. We get to see places and other things, but it didn't excite me that much. I was asking my cousin, like, so we were seeing places and other things, but every time you were getting us a Indian food, same thing, idli or something, or parota, same again and again. So I want to try something different, what people eat here, like that. Then uh, my mom, dad, they were not that much interested. So he said, "Okay, let me take you to a place. Tomorrow we'll go by evening. So be prepared. And after coming there, don't tell me you don't like it or something." So I was very much excited to explore the food and culture over there. So what with open mind, I went there. To my surprise, they cook everything. So one of the weirdest food, and it turned out to be a tasteful one. I could still feel the essence and the flavor within was there was a frog soup. So I first initially I was hesitant because it felt weird. But my cousin assured me he's not going to eat. If you want, you can try, or we'll go back. We'll have our regular food. Then I said, okay, I will give a try. Then I tasted it, and it turned out to be a wonderful meat. It was very softer than chicken, and I could. That is one. And after that is the first weirdest food out of my entire life I had. And after that, I liked the taste and started exploring. And uh, till now, I have a huge list where to go, and I have few accomplishments as well. I have tried camel, uh, monitor lizard, and one more thing. When I went to Bali, Indonesia, I have tried luwak kapi. It's a coffee. It's one of the costliest coffee. The bean has been eaten by civet and partially digested, and they make coffee out of it. Yeah. So my list is huge, and I'm still yet to explore a few more. I'll conclude with one other thought. Like one of my supervisor when I was working in Bangalore, he told me I took a sick leave. He told me like what happened that I didn't feel well. So did you eat? He asked, did you eat? Like yes, I did. Then he said, food is a good medicine. So whatever, even if you're not well or something, eat. That makes it better. You feel better. So don't avoid food at any cost. Even if you couldn't, just have something. And during my recent exploration, I learned one more thing. Uh, humans can't process all the five senses at a time together. Uh, so whenever you're angry or upset or something, if you try to engage the other sense, like your touch sense or the eating, that will divert your mind from the at the instant of the moment and take you to a different sensation. So whenever you are angry, have some food. Yes, it will take you. It will divert you, distract you, and you'll feel better. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod, for sharing that different cuisine experience of yours. Being vegetarian, I was little taken aback with your other side. So thanks for sharing that. With that, let me move to Nivedita. Please share your experiences. Nivedita, over to you.
I was also a little bit digesting all the cuisines not just mentioned. So I am not a very travel freak, I would say. I travel more inside my mind than I do physically. So every year, we make resolutions, I make travel plans. But somehow or the other, it doesn't happen that way. But one trip that I want to mention, and I remembered once this session started, was when I was in college, and we went to Puttaparthi. I had a friend who used to go there, and she said that, it's a very good place. Let's go for a short trip, 2, 3 days trip. So at that time, when we started, the thought was that we needed a break, placements were to happen and everything. So, let's just go somewhere and unwind. But once I went there, more than because like even till today, if I visit any pilgrimage or any temples, I am more happier when I'm outside, to be very honest, than going inside and standing in that queue, pushing each other, and then the guard saying chalo chalo chalo. So I like the energy which is all around that place rather than what I get inside. So when I went to Puttaparthi along with my friends, I discovered a different sense of me as a person, because like there was a different kind of energy, so much peace. And I never thought I could meditate, because I thought, like most of us do that, you so many thoughts keep running in your mind. But that is a place where I realized that you don't need to stop the thoughts. You just have to accept what all is there and just be calm. So that place taught me a lot, and the warmth that I felt in all the residents who were there, the way they had developed the infrastructure. There was multi-specialty hospitals, and this was like almost more than 10 years back now. So everything was so good, and that is one place where I truly enjoyed. Like the kind of person I am, I want peace, I want nature. Everything was there, everything very simple, very relatable. So I really enjoyed that trip. And now, like Rahul said, when you have kids with you, all that I seek now is, if I go out somewhere, I get a room, I get a corner, I get somewhere to read peacefully, and I could see rain. That is all I have in my mind now if I think of travel. So yeah, that is my experience with travel.
Thank you, Nivedita, for sharing that. Definitely, when you have kids around, you need a cozy place to be away from them for some time and be with yourself. So, thanks for sharing that. And let us move to Amrita Mani. Are you ready to share your travel experiences? The stage is yours. Do introduce yourself and then you can start.
Sorry, I was just completing. I just reached home from my travel, so yeah, please bear with me. So, can you set up the context here? So, what should I share? What is this forum? I'm just joined my
Today's
bab.
session is about travel diaries. So I
Okay,
was just sharing my experiences over these past 2 years. I've traveled a lot, and today I'm the host. So you can share any of your travel experiences or any bucket list that you have that you want to travel. So any of your travel experiences you can share with us within 3 minutes. The
okay,
stage is yours.
sure. Yeah. So, hello, hi. Myself, Amrita. Amrita Ganesan Mani. You can call me Amrita. I'm one of my engineering managers working for Boeing. Yeah, so I love travel. I mean, I had been to US and lived there for almost 3.5 years, and traveled to Canada from Vancouver to Montreal. So I lived multiple places during my career when I work in Boeing. So one of the I mean pathetic travel, probably I will say, I had in Vancouver. My friends, we all took a cab and made a travel to Vancouver, and from there we drove all the way to Ottawa, the capital city. So we drove there and we were watching the nice tulip flowers garden, and we went to multiple other places. And Finally, around evening 5:30, we all went to a small garden where we parked our car and we locked, and we went along with some of our friends brought their kids as well. So they brought some electronic gadgets for their kids, and since I went that place newly, that time only I reached Canada, so I was carrying my laptop and my passport and all the travel documents there, and I was the person driving the minivan, and so we all got down from that place, and after parking, and then I locked the car, and we went to the park and spending time with the kids, and we were playing. When we returned back, the car doors were broken and all our gadgets stolen away, and the most bad experience which I had was my passport, insurance, my visa, everything stolen away. So I was an orphan in Canada. I was shocked. I don't know what to do. Then we went to the nearest police station and we gave our complaint, and we came back, and along with the police officer, they were checking. So they couldn't find any trace. Whatever lost is lost, and we came home, and I went to the Indian embassy there, and I told my situation. And fortunately, the consulate officers, the senior official, who is an IFS officer, her son was working in Boeing. So he told my mom is there. She's a higher authority, so you can contact her. So I directly went and met her. So with her influence, I got my passport after a month. So I returned with its duplicate documents. I returned back. When you suddenly told about travel, so I got this in my mind. So it may be something why this guy was saying such a thing in this sharing journey. Yeah, obviously. But a lot of places where I traveled, where I enjoyed with my friends, family, that too, especially when I mean, just before my marriage, I stayed with my friends. I was working for TCS, so that time I traveled a lot. I mean, we used to take a backpack every weekend. We go some or one or other places. We, I mean, roam around, enjoyed within Tamil Nadu and around the places. But I mean, across the globe, I had this one was my kind of a shareable story, so called. Thank you. Over to you, Uma.
Thank you, Amrita, for sharing that story of yours. Definitely, we have to be careful when we are traveling, otherwise, we get into trouble. Thank you for that. And then let us move to Sri Krishna. I think you are the last speaker. Everyone else has spoken, I think. And then we have Rahul also. Sri Krishna, the stage is yours.
I guess he could be in the office and might
Are
be
you
just-
there, Sri Krishna? Okay. So, Rahul, do you want to share your Assam Guwahati experience? Just a few lines.
Yeah, maybe not. What do we say? Um, okay, let me share what I've experienced. I'm not going to talk about a specific journey per se, but the entire idea and the theme of travel diaries came to my mind because this is one place that has always added solace to me. And because the entire idea of travel in itself gives a different perspective and gives a different range of who you are as an individual. I've traveled to places at different times in my life, UK, Europe, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Thailand, in India, a lot of places. And at different times, I've had this instance where the version that came back from that trip was a different version that went in. And the reason why that happens is that there are three things which I feel travel does to us. First is what I feel it breaks the momentum of life. We are in the regular, mundane, everyday life. And what it does, it kind of jolts us into actually seeing things. While the regular routines, if you look at the last bus journey or the travel that you have gone from your home to your office on an everyday basis, if I ask you, what did you see yesterday, you won't remember anything because we are in autopilot mode in most of the things that we are operating. And in travel, what happens is that we become live and conscious and observing everything that happens. So that's the reason I've always told to people once a year, go someplace you have been never there. And that will break the monotony of your life, make you more conscious and aware of the experiences that you're having. And that will kind of reset you and you come back into the world. You'll be able to see the new things in the existing world that you were in. That's one. Second is there are times when I've been lost, not clear, wondering about what next and what is it that life has to offer. And that's where I read this quote. It said that not all those who wander are lost. I'll repeat, not all those who wander are lost. Sometimes the journeys that you take where there's no end goal, there's no destination, these are places where you actually go about finding yourself. When you are into that experience, when you're looking and seeking deep inside you, while you're exploring the world, you're actually going inwards. The entire resilience, the entire experience of finding it, what's new here, gives you answers more than just the place, but also the version of who you are as an individual. And finally, most importantly, once in a while, go to a place where you are a no one. We are always in that place where we are either a father, son, for me as an example, a motivational speaker, a businessman, an employer, a boss, whatever. They are titles and labels that we have attached so deeply into ourselves that we forget that there's someone who's beyond this too. And that's what I've learned, that every time I've traveled to places where I'm an unknown, it humbles me. It shows me how big the world is, how wide the world is, and I'm still a no one. And that picture kind of grounds me to who I am and who I want to be, and kind of breaks down the ego and the shackles that we build over a period of time of who we are as an individual. So all these trips, wherever I go, whenever I go, the entire goal is these three learnings that I've had. One is to break the monotony. Second is to find yourself, a different version of you by the time once you are experiencing all these things. And the final thing is be a nobody. I think that's the journey that where you will come back as a different person altogether. And this has been my experience of travel diaries. Without mentioning one, this is all the takeaways that I've had from all the journeys that I've had. Sometimes even just maybe going back to my hometown is also a journey which has taught me and grounded me with these lessons. Thank you. Over to you, Mama.
Thank you, Rahul, for sharing those wise words of yours. Definitely, there are takeaway messages whenever you talk. And today we traveled without visas. We crossed oceans without boarding planes. And we visited countries through stories. We tasted a lot of food without actually eating. And the greatest souvenir we bring home from any journey is not what we buy, it is who we become. So today we have learned a lot from all of you. And I also shared what little that I knew from all my travel experiences. So thank you, Rahul, for this opportunity. And I take this opportunity to tell that I'm part of inner circle of Rahul's speaking club. He has started this initiative 6 years back, and now recently, from past 2 years, we are part of his inner circle, which he conducts both offline and online. Offline in Hyderabad and online, we are a close group of around 6 to 8 people. So we have learned a lot from him, and the next cohort circle is going to start sometime next month in Hyderabad. And over to you, Rahul, to give more details about that. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mamam. I think that was a wonderful hosting, and who better than you, having traveled the breadth and the width of the world. The stories and how you kind of connected all the stories and experiences was wonderfully done. Yep, okay. As the host, as a person who started this initiative, Speak Up Club, the entire idea behind the club was simple: to give a stage to everyone. We are not a public speaking platform. We are a platform where stories and experiences and perspectives are cherished, and where everyone brings in their own flair, their own flavor of experiences of life. And we want to be a platform that becomes a go-to place where people find a safe space to express themselves. While travel is a very lighter topic, we have had very deeper topics like mindfulness or mental health and topics like that also, where we have had people expressing and opening up and sharing their stories authentically with all the vulnerability. So there are a range of topics that we have had over the years where people have showed and used this platform to express themselves, and more importantly, to learn from the experiences that everyone has to share. Because everyone shows up with their raw, vulnerable side, they also become great inputs for people to know that this is also a world that others have experienced, and this is something that I can take back from. So that's how Speaker Club has been for the past 6 years plus now. We continue this initiative of keeping it free. So first, from 2020 May till 2022 end, every Saturday night for 125 Saturday nights on a trot, we met during that. It's all started because of COVID. And post that, we shifted this initiative to a monthly affair where every month, the last weekend, the Friday night is the online one, and the Saturday evening is the offline one that we host in Hyderabad. So these are a commitment to keep doing these programs so that it builds a community, it builds a platform, a stage for everyone to use to express themselves and to experience different perspectives. So here, as an example, you're seeing people from US, people from UK, people from Bangladesh and different countries also, and different cities in India also join us and express themselves. And that in itself is an experience to cherish. So I invite you all to keep joining the club, these meetings which are open to all. And if you're interested, as a parallel thing, what we also do is I've never been a good salesperson per se, but being a public speaker, I've always believed that we all have a power which we can harness and improve and get better at how we can make an impact in the way we speak. So there's a virtual ongoing club, ongoing community, which is called the Inner Circle, where we meet every Friday, and the members of the community deliver speeches like we have had this. They deliver speeches which are mentored and prepared. 3-minute speech in every meeting. They're evaluated by the members, and then I give a master evaluation of how and what could be done better on the content part of it, on the delivery part of it. And the other side of the picture is we run a 8-week cohort where if people are not looking for a long-term thing, just want a closed packaged program where they can come and express themselves and they can learn public speaking on the go, not the knowledge part of it, on the go. We run this program. Right now, we have launched the next cohort, which is in person in Hyderabad. So if you feel, if you know anyone who could benefit from this program, more than happy, you can get in touch with me or Uma ma'am. I'll share the flyer with you. And this program starts on the 15th August next month. So it's a small group. We are not going to have more than 10 people in that group because of the focus that we have, and everyone on the stage every meeting. That's the simple model that we have. We are not going to sit and learn that. You could as well do it on YouTube and learn a lot of stuff. So if you know someone in Hyderabad who would be excited to get this opportunity to learn and master public speaking skills, we are more than happy to get them in. Yes, with that, any other questions that you'd like to share or ask? Or what's been your experience? Okay, now put the sales part of it aside. How's your experience being a part of this meeting? I would like to listen from you. Karishma?
So I came back from office, and it's weekend. So I stay in Guwahati, and then I during weekends I come and meet my parents. I just entered home. After some time, I get a call from Nivedita. She's like an elder. She's actually my elder sister. She gives me a call. She's like, "Hey, there's this thing happening." It's like, "Okay," and it is travel related. I was like, "Okay." So I got excited, and I've always been the enthu cutlet, always excited, and I'm okay with joining. I wasn't expecting this, but I'm actually happy that I came and I joined this, because there are so many stories that I came to know, and the fact that you were doing something like this, I would not have come across. It's only because I was able to join. So it's a very nice thing. Thank you for doing something like this. I, on the other hand, before concluding, I also tried hosting an open mic. Uh, which actually was supposed to be scheduled on the 26th, but given the current scenario, the students where I am hosting, the students were also lathi charged, and there is a flood happening. And of course, to be very honest, the participation is also less. So I thought, let's put this on hold for some time, and I'll try it again. Maybe I would like to also connect with you just to get some idea how we can take this forward. So thank you so much. Thank you, Uma ma'am, for hosting this. It's been wonderful.
You're on mute,
Okay,
Rahul.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Vinod, would you like to share something about your experience of this meetup? And then
Sure.
Nivedita.
Yeah. It was a wonderful experience. Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me. Uh, and I didn't. I recently started my public speaking journey, and it's very exciting. And It happened. Today was my first icebreaker session I gave in my club, and luckily I had ma'am given me wonderful feed forward how I can improve myself, and yeah, coming to know these kind of pickup clubs are existing, and we can open up and be ourselves. That was a wonderful insight for me. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Vinod. Nivedita.
So I am very happy to attend this, first of all, because I know Uma ma'am through when I interviewed her on my podcast. So I am very, very like inspired by her, the way, the kind of positivity she has. So when I saw this, I knew definitely this is something which will be a very good time if I spend it here. Secondly, Rahul, it's such a small world. She told me about you, and I was like, yeah, yeah. But I was not sure if you remember me. So, uh, all of this together, and then listening to all these stories, I wanted to get out of my mind and get into actually traveling. So that is one of the reasons I came here to get inspired, and I'm very happy to spend this 1 hour with all of you wonderful people. And yes, we'll look forward to further sessions also. Thank you for making this space. I think a lot of people need this where they can actually be very raw in talking out their hearts. So you're doing a wonderful job, and kudos to that.
Thank you, Nivedita. It's been an honor actually. It's been more of an honor for me to be hosting and leading this initiative for the past 6 years, because I, as an individual, I wouldn't have had so many learnings, and the breadth of the perspectives that I've built over these years is all because of the stories that I've heard. And it all boils down to the people and the experience and what they come with, the stories and authenticity on the platform. And that's what makes it beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Nivedita.
Absolutely.
It's been a wonderful evening, I must say. I thought you were going to say, Nivedita, that it's been 1 hour and I already booked my ticket. I was waiting to hear that. But yes, looking
No,
forward
no.
to so
So
I hope
Karishma is on the other side of the spectrum. I'm on the other. So she is the one who does it. I'm the one who plans it. And
okay.
yes, you have to think of the kids also.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen. Yes, thank you. With that, I think we come to an end for today's open mic. It's been a wonderful evening, I must say. Although not traveled to so many places, but yes, with your stories, with your experiences, I was there in that moment while you shared whatever you shared. Maybe the Canada story where the passport was lost, or Vinod's varied experience. Although I'm a pure vegetarian, the experience, Niveta, Karishma's entire experience of, okay, the Guwahati, the sweet, the sugar, the grass. I was there literally with the way you all expressed and shared all those stories. It was wonderful to listen to them. And thank you for adding life to our lives and to this platform. Looking forward to seeing you all again next month in the next month's virtual open mic again. If you're not a part of the group, please get in touch with Uma ma'am. She can share the link with you, and you can be a part of the Speak Up Club WhatsApp group, which is there. All the announcements follow there. And for your information, this is possibly our 165th or 166th virtual open mic since I'm talking of 2020. And all these sessions are recorded and are uploaded on our YouTube channel, open and accessible to all. So at any point in time, if you're looking for something exciting, you want to just binge watch something which is also listening to stories like what you've heard today, and the theme excites you, look at the titles, go ahead and enjoy the show, binge watch and listen to stories. Not just mine, but everyone that has graced this platform. Thank you. With that, we sign off. Speaker Club's July 2026 open mic theme. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.